Hi everyone, it's Vicky here from Crafty Heaven and thank you very much for joining me today. And today we're making the paper bag cascading mini album that I made for Simply Made Crafts. This tutorial is really easy to make, and if you have any questions just comment below and I'll get back to you, but I really hope that you enjoy this tutorial. So to make this cascading paper bag mini album, you're obviously going to need some paper bags. Now these I got from Morrison's. But you know where the potato sections are and they have the paper bags so you can put the potatoes in? Well, I might have picked an extra few up when I picked some potatoes and brought them home to use as craft projects. Not that I'm encouraging you to steal or anything, but we're making something else out of them. So they might have just slipped into my basket. But anyway, that's where these are from. And I'm going to be using 5 of these for our album. So these measure 8 inches by, I believe it's 10 3/4. So they're quite a large bag, but we're actually going to be folding these in half. So like I said, you'll need 5 of these. And what we're going to do is we're going to start off by gluing these side panels together. So I'm just going to grab my liquid glue these sections down, and there's no need to go all the way to the top because we're going to cut this down anyway, and we're going to cut it down to 6 inches in height. So if you can just go past the 6 inches, then that'll be fine. And we're going to glue that down and do the same to the other side. A few years ago I actually made a cascading toilet roll mini album, and that seemed to be really popular, and I wanted to redo that album again, but then I thought I don't really want to use toilet roll, so I thought why not use paper bags. So that's what this video was inspired from, was a old video that I had made. So now what we need to do is we need to fold this over along the 8-inch side, and we're just simply going to fold this in half, and you just want to make sure that the bottom is all lined up. Okay, so I'm going to crease that like so. Now what we need to do is we need to trim this down, and we're going to trim it down to 6 inches. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. You can either have the glue here, and then have the photo mat pulling out the side, or seal it up here and here and have the photo mat pulling out the top. The choice is yours. So here are the other 4 paper bags that I've got ready. So now I'm going to show you how to do the hinge system, and we're going to use some craft cardstock for that. And this needs to measure 9 inches by 6 inches, and along the 9-inch side we're going to score this at every 1 inch. Okay, so we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So now we're going to do some folding. So we're going to do a mountain and valley fold. So this side needs to end with a mountain fold, and this side needs to start with a valley fold. So we're going to start with the first score line, and we're going to fold it into a valley fold, and you need to give it a good burnish with your bone folder. Come to the next one, we're going to go into a mountain fold. Next one, valley fold. Okay, so it will look like this. So you're going to go all the way to the end. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So like I said, this side needs to be a mountain fold and this side needs to be the valley fold. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach our bags to our hinge system. We're going to line up this fold on top of here, but you don't want to take it all the way up to that score line. You just want to glue it down just before, okay? And then that will lay on top like that. And then we'll add the next one and so on. And then when we pull it out, our pages will cascade with each other and they'll overlap like that. But then obviously you can also open the pages up normally as well. Okay, so I'm going to add my tacky glue this time, and we're going to place glue over this one here. So we're starting off with the valley fold first. Making sure we get plenty of glue on there because it is going to do a lot of, you know, moving about. So we're going to get that fold on here, lay it on top of there. Again, making sure we're not going all the way up to that score line, and we're going to press that down. So just go in with your bone folder, make sure that is stuck down and that glue spreads out. Okay, so that's glued down. So then we're going to get the next one and we're going to fold this over the top of your paper bag, and we're going to add glue to this one here. So this side you're going to leave alone, and you're going to add glue to the other side. So again, get the fold on your paper bag, lay it over the top and press that down. Okay, so we've done that. So now we've got 2 pages. So we're going to continue doing that with the other ones. So again, you'll lay this one over the top, add your paper bag, lay this one over the top, add this one, and lay this one over, and add your final paper bag. And there we go. So that's now added to our hinge system. And the next thing we need to do is we need to seal our pages together. So I've done the other ones already, and I've decided to have it as a top pocket. So I'm just going to add a thin line of glue along the bottom and also down the side here. Okay, and then we fold that over and press that down. Now you might find that some of the paper bags might not line up very well. Like here you can see it's just out of whack, but it's a paper bag and it's handmade, and you know it doesn't bother me whatsoever, so I'm happy with that. Okay, so if I can get hold of the paper bag at the back and the front, so it's going to fold out like that. How cool is that? So now we need to do our cover, and for this you need to cut a piece of craft cardstock that measures 11.5 by 6.5, and along the 11.5 inch side you will score it at 5 and 6.5. I've also gone ahead and distressed my covers, my papers, the matte layering pieces, and also my pages with the Distress Oxide Vintage photo. We're going to decorate the cover now, and for this I've already prepped it just to save time. But what I've done is I've cut my paper and I've laid it onto some craft cardstock just so it finishes off the album. And but that bit is optional. You could just add your paper straight onto your cover, but I wanted to do that to finish it off and also make the cover a bit more sturdier. So we're going to start off with the craft cardstock. So for the larger pieces, you'll need to cut 4 at 4 7/8 by 6 3/8. And again, you'll need 4 of them. And you'll also need 2 pieces that measure 1 3/8 by 6 3/8. Then your pattern paper, again, you'll need 4 and they will measure 4 3/4 by 6 1/4, and you'll need 2 that measure 1 1/4 by 6 1/4. Go ahead and glue those all together, and then we're going to glue them to our cover. So I'm going to use a floral pattern for the front of my cover. So I will go ahead and glue them down, and then I'm going to use these ones to glue on the inside. So I'm going to stick them down. So there we go. So that's the outside cover, and then that is the inside. Now if you want to, you can skip this bit here, because this is going to, majority of it, get covered up anyway, but I wanted to add it so then you could still see the paper you know, on the edges here. But if you didn't want to add the paper, then that's up to you. So now what we need to do is we need to stick our pages into our cover. So the way to do this is we're going to just add glue to the back of our back page, and we're going to stick it inside our book like so. And we want to make sure that when we stick it down, it's not right up to that fold, because otherwise your cover won't fold over. And then what I also suggest is to stick this down and put something heavy on it for a few hours and then take it off. And then that way you know that this is stuck down properly and it's not going to go anywhere. So I'm going to add plenty of liquid glue onto the back of my page. So I've added plenty of glue, and I'm going to stick that down, remembering not to go right up to that score line, and also leaving the same amount of border all the way around. So I'm going to press that down and see if that my cover moves, which it does. And then I'm going to sit something really heavy on this now and leave it for a little while. And when I've done that, I will come back and we can carry on. And I just thought I would go ahead and decorate it and just save time filming it. So the last bit we got up to was where we had added our pages into our book. I left that overnight to, you know, make sure that it is stuck down properly, and now it's secure in my book. So you will pull the page like this. I'll move it over this way so I can fit it in the camera, and it opens up like that. And how cute is that? So I have used the, just let me grab the dies, the Elegant Pocket and Flap die set to use for my pockets on my pages. Cut out these tags so you can do some journaling on there, and I've placed them into the pocket. And this is the Tombstone die from Helens collection from last month, the Halloween collection, and I've used that to cut out my photo mat. I'm just going to stand this up so I could pop this back in here. Okay, and then I have just left this side plain so we can add our photos, and you can also add a photo along the top here as well if you wish, but I've just left them as my tags to go in there. So this is what it looks like, and I've also added a bow to the top of each pocket. Okay, oh, that one's falling out. And then on the inside cover we have the other, one of the other dies that comes in this set, and I've made a pocket here, and I've cut out the patterned die with the floral paper, added a bow, and then we've got 2 photo mats in there as well. So, and then On the front cover, I've added this gorgeous die cutout that's from the Elegant Frame die set, and it's this one here. And I cut that out using the patterned paper, and then I typed out our wedding sentiment on my computer, printed it out, and then laid it up onto some white and craft cardstock. And then I just added some wooden pieces here with a flower, and then I added a bow on the top. And then that's what the side looks like, and also the back. And I really hope that you enjoyed this tutorial, and it was really simple to do. It wasn't difficult, and I hope that you guys understood the tutorial. Any questions, just leave them in the comments below, and I'll be happy to answer any questions that you have. So like I said, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, give it a big thumbs up, guys, and until next time, I will see you soon. Bye.